gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Top of the morning, Mickey Ficky. What's up, nation? How y'all feeling this morning on this Tuesday? Yes, it is Taco Tuesday. Them pink tacos, you feel me? With a little bit of hair on it, man. Hey, you can't beat that shit. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to the nation, the only nation, the Raider Nation. We in the building, in the building's packed. What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, man. It is another day. We're going to talk about our Raiders. It was very interesting yesterday when they had the live on the Raiders YouTube channel for Content Day. Ziegler, he laid out what they were looking for and the type of players they went out and got this year. They reassured me of some things that I thought like the idiots were saying. Yeah, they know what people in the content world has been saying, because he mentioned that also. We're going to talk about it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. The world's most dangerous chat, for real. Let's get into this shit real quick. One thing, man. Just one thing, man. I'm just asking for one thing. You know what I mean? I ain't asking for the world, just asking for one thing. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Top of the morning, man. Let's run it down for the nation. You feel me? NorCal Raider Jesse's in the building. Top of the morning to you, my guy Raider Goon. What's the haps, man? Hey, thank you for pulling up. For real. Then we got okay, I hope I don't mess this up. Ash Monell. I hope I say that right. Good morning to you as well. Thank you for pulling up. Ozzy in the building, man. Salute to you, man. Thank you for being here. Yes, sir. Let's see who else we got. Tony Shefford is in the building. Top of the morning, my dude. Hey, salute to you for real. Willie Wayne, what's the deal, man? Top of the morning, my brother. Thank you for pulling up. It's a pleasure to have you here. Yes, we have Sebastian Gonzalez in the building. Yes, sir. Let me see. Did I pass? Nope. Let's see who else we got up in here, man. People steady coming in. Hey, shout out to the people that's here, man. If this is your first time arriving, please make yourself at home. Kick off your shoes. I'll go get you a cold beer. And in the meantime, while I'm getting you the beer, hey, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. That's all you got to ask for. You ain't got to give me no money for the beer. Just give me a subscribe. That's it. Just subscribe. That's it. I don't ask for nothing else. You feel me? And hey, yeah, thumbs up too. Let me know that beer was cold. Matter of fact, I'll be right back. I'll get it for you. All right, I got your beer, man. Hey, top of the morning to the Raider Nation, man. Hey, you know what my beer is this morning? It's actually Agua. Simone. Agua. Oh, yeah. Top of the morning, man. Shout out to the world's most dangerous chat, man. There's only one nation. That's the Raider Nation. Good morning to y'all. Happy Tuesday. Ain't nothing like that H2O, boy. Yes, sir. That Pia told you. Miguel Santos in the building, man. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Yes, indeed. All right. So some of the things that I seen Ziegler say, he let it be known when he was talking about the offensive line, how the depth is, and there's a lot of bodies for that offensive line. He spoke highly of Colton Miller, of course, mentioning Colton Miller and Illuminor on the ends at tackle spots. Also, talk about Wagner, the undrafted mountain of a guy that they drafted out of, oh my goodness, was it Arkansas? No, it wasn't Arkansas. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. And then Clinton, the offensive guard that was also undrafted that we signed out of Tennessee, Chattanooga. He spoke highly of these guys. The thing about dude from Chattanooga, though, the thing he covered on him was how strong this guy is. They said he has NFL strength. That's how, and I watched this guy's tape, man. He gets on it. This guy is a beast, for real, for real. So that's one guy you got to keep your eye on. Wagner's another mountainous, like I said, the big old right tackle, which I hope these guys pan out. But we did offer both of them, I said both with an F, and both of those guys received 6 digits contract guaranteed over 200 mil. I said 200 mil. I wish. Hey, bro, let me hold something. 200 mil, 200,000. Both of them got over 200,000 to come sign with the Raiders. I think I'm trying to remember what was Wagner, because Wagner came from a school that in that same state, the NFL team there wanted him real bad, but the Raiders offered more money, so he came here instead. So the way I look at it is, if the Raiders are offering 200 and something thousand to get these guys to choose us and sign as undrafteds, then they really do have high hopes of those two guys making the team, whether it's 53 or the practice squad. But they do have intentions of signing these guys, because you don't go out there and just blow between the both of them $500,000 on 2 players that's not going to make the team. I think they will make the team in some kind of capacity. Your only fear is putting them on the practice squad, and then especially if they're unprotected and going into the regular season and somebody snatches them off, because you'll get that sometimes when offensive linemen tend to get hurt. You know what I mean? They're in the trenches and they do get hurt. And if they can't go, then, these teams, rather than going out there grabbing somebody off the street, they grab somebody that actually has been going through training, practices, football shape. They're on the practice squad, pull up, especially these guys. These guys like 6'8", 300 and something pounds. You know what I mean? Just bullies with fullies on the offensive line. So I think these guys, some way, somehow, is going to make this team. Oh, shit, I just actually hit the button, y'all. Don't trip. So, actually, these guys, I think will make the team in some kind of capacity. So, he talked about that. He talked about the wide receivers, stating the diversity of the wide receivers. And I ain't talking about race. I'm talking about diverse wide receivers, as far as we have speed now. We have guys that's precise in their route running, good hands, guys that can get 50-50 balls. So basically, the way I'm reading this, and this is from Ziegler, I'm McDaniel Ziegler. The way he put it, basically, they went out there, and it was kind of exactly what I thought. Like, we did not have the personnel last year to really run the offense and the defense the way we wanted to. So that's why, if you sat back and looked at the players they did go get, they actually went out and got the guys they felt they fit our scheme and actually will make this team better on both sides of the ball of the kind of players we added. You know what I mean? Like the old saying goes, the machine as the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So rather than, and I told Dirty that yesterday morning, rather than looking at individual players, as far as like looking for elite superstars, some of them possibly can develop into that. But for right now, their work ethic and what they bring to the table, physically, athletically, on top of that work ethic, you add them as pieces to the machine as a whole, you're getting now an opportunity to see what the offense and defense are both going to look like with these guys added. So the way they was breaking it down is basically defenses are going to have nightmares facing our offense, because if you go out there in a set where you have Devontae Adams, you have Renfro, Jacoby Meyer, Michael Mayer, and Josh Jacobs out there, it's kind of like, Who do we double? You know what I mean? Who do we focus our attention on? Do we stop the run? Do we stack the box, stop the run against Jacobs? Do we not? You know what I mean? And it's going to be damned if you do, damned if you don't. The offense is set up in this system with McDaniels, from what everybody is saying and Ziegler's saying too, that we find whatever any team, this is why they say our offense changes game to game. Whatever team's weakness is that we face, we're going to have plays for it. We're going to have plays to attack it. Last year, we lacked speed. We did not have the speed on offense to go ahead and attack. Like maybe we go up against a team who has a slow secondary, who are not very good in deep coverage. Well, now we got these fast wide receivers that we added where now we can do that. We can run those plays now. You know what I mean? They were talking about the difference between the way they were running with Carr and Renfrow compared to what Garoppolo and Renfrow would be, where Carr would wait for Renfrow to go ahead and maybe, shake his dude and sit down in the pocket and wait till he's open and then throw it to him. Well, the way this offense is going to operate with these guys is the ball's going to be thrown where you're supposed to be at, wide receiver wise. So it's more of an anticipation of you're supposed to stick to your route and run it. I'm going to deliver the ball right wherever the ball is going to be thrown to is where you're supposed to be. And that ball is going to be there. You know what I mean? So they were saying there's a lot of difference. It is a complicated offense. They talked to Hoyer as well. Hoyer said that he wanted to come to the Raiders and be with Josh McDaniels again. And plus helping these young quarterbacks in the quarterback room and him passing on what he learned, backing up Brady to go on and pass that same kind of way they handled the situation in the quarterback room to these young quarterbacks. They mentioned, back to the offensive line. Ziegler made it be known that, with the offensive line we had, these guys were top 10. They had the leading rusher in the league, which you cannot say that Josh Jacobs did that on his own. He had a line blocking for him. And with that being said, he said, I see on social media where people want to say the team is trash and the offensive line is trash. He said, go ahead and keep thinking that. He said, we're just going to use that as fuel and go out there and go chase and get what we're set out to go get, chase and get, meaning playoffs and Super Bowl. This is what they're building towards. They're building foundation with the players he went out in the draft and got, as well as free agency. He talked about Spillane. People kept saying, I'm not impressed with Spillane. You better be impressed with Spillane because, see, a lot of people didn't do homework on him. He had the green dot in Pittsburgh. And when you think of Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's one staple in the history of that franchise is defense. That's one thing you can't knock. They always were known for their defense. Linebackers and safeties especially. You know what I mean? They have been a defensive-minded team for years. And you got to remember, they only had, 3 coaches in the whole career, whole franchise history? You know what I mean? So that continuity is there. Spillane, they said he has a motor. He wants to work to be great. They said he's more athletic than they thought he was when in OTAs, showing more quickness than they thought he would have. So this guy is a hard worker. He has the experience of being able to communicate on defense, being the guy with the green dot to be basically the quarterback of the defense. He done that in Pittsburgh, and I told people that. He has that experience before. It's like, they gonna want him to be the green dot. You know what I mean? They thought he didn't have experience, but that's what happens when you don't do your homework. Go research that ish up. He has experience being that man in the middle of the defense. So with 4 years in the league, he's young, but that's a great guy if you can bring here and he really, boom, you know what I mean? Strives in his defense. Now you got a young guy that you don't have to worry about replacing him because of his age. You know what I mean? 4 years in, he's only 25, 26, I think 26. That's young. They're still in their prime. So Spillane, and he talked about pairing what he wants to do. Ziegler said pairing Spillane with Diablo. And we heard in the interview that Graham had last week how big and swole I'm gonna start calling him Debo, but Diablo. You know what I mean? Diablo came in this year like ready for that linebacker role. He's healthy. He's bigger, stronger. So we're gonna see putting him with Spillane. You don't sleep on the linebackers. They're not the big names. They're not the sexy names, but they fit what this machine is being built to do. That's the key. Then they go into the secondary. They talk about the secondary, how the additions of these guys, free agents and draft picks, are going to help Trayvon Moehrig do better. You still got he spoke highly of Palomal, the undrafted safety out of USC, which I heard they're going to work more into the box. They really putting stress on Hobbs, Nate Hobbs. You know what I mean? They talked about Nate Hobbs. They talked highly again of Meek Robinson, Jakarian Bennett, the rookie that we got, him as well. They said it's not just his speed; he has good fluid hips as well. You know what I mean? For a guy, he doesn't just run, straight ahead speed. He can shadow, because they said in OTAs he was shadowing Philip Dorsett. I mean, like hip to hip, and those are like two of the fastest guys on this team. And they said Jakarian Bennett was running neck and neck with him, covering him. So we got guys. Hey, we might be surprised with this defense, y'all. Now, my whole thing about it was I was expecting the defense, because they're young. You know what I mean? Even the rookies that we got, of course they're young, but the free agents as well, they're young as well. You know what I mean? How long is it going to take for them to start gelling? That's the key. How long are they going to get the concept and grasp at of the defense? And not only that, also be able to work with each other as one unit. You know what I mean? Rather than individual players. All 11 men moving together. That's what they're going to work their way to. Now, how soon they do it, I don't know. But that's why I noticed that's why they went and loaded the offense with guys they felt. They talked about Michael Mayers, how he can be the guy tight end wise that comes in, and now when he comes in, you don't know if he's just in there for blocking or as if he's in there to actually run with the offense and run a route and catch a pass. You know what I mean? That is, and of course we talked about that because we had certain tight ends that are only good for blocking and some that are only good for running within the offense as well. Raiders Critique, top of the morning. Holly, good morning. I'm seeing you guys come in. Dark, my dude, top of the morning. Good to see y'all, man. I'm glad y'all here. Alfredo, the boss with the sauce, man. Tops. Dirty Low, I see you, man. Top of the morning. Okay. Raphael, what's the deal, man? Tops. Shout out to the people that's watching, man. First time here, please subscribe, hit that like, man. We're getting into the interview yesterday that Ziegler had. Well, it wasn't just his interview, but he sat down with the Brick and Eric Allen, and they were talking about the team. You know what I mean? And he made some good points. He opened my eyes to a lot of things of what they're set out to do. They're looking for smart guys, hard workers, and you can tell by that's some of the guys that lack that are not here no more. You know what I mean? That's what I noticed. A lot of guys that we let walk, either they didn't fit what we were doing or they didn't give the effort. You know what I mean? They talked to Max Crosby, how he's ready to take his game to the next level. What he does is box for his stamina. He said when they went out to Miami for something, he went out there. One of the old school cats I think he was talking about said in the morning we're getting up and we're gonna go do a 10-mile run, and everybody was like no, but Max Crosby said I'll do it, and he said man it was hot and humid out there, but he wanted to see how far he can push himself. And he's, as far as being a leader of this team, that is very good to know, considering that we got Tyree Wilson, Adam Plant, and a couple of other guys, defensive ends, that are young, green, and need somebody like that to be like a mentor. Not just him, but Chandler Jones as well. He lost some weight. Zamir White came in shape, lost some weight. Malcolm Kuntz came in and gained some weight. Neil Farrell Jr. came in and added some weight. A lot of guys is taking this shit for real. And from what the players and the front office are saying, these guys are bought in. They are bought in. They don't give a damn what nobody think. They don't care if the outside people are saying that they ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna be trash. They only gonna win X amount of But like Max Crosby said yesterday, 6 wins ain't good. That ain't good enough. And he'd be damned if they just sit there and ride that out. So he's working on being better. He said he wants to be that dude this year. And he's going to bring some guys with him. And that's another thing at OTAs that they were mentioning, how the veteran guys, because we don't really have nobody old, but the older guys were taking these, when these guys like stayed after and worked on their craft, they took some of these young guys and brought them with them. So everybody's bought in. All these guys they went out and signed and drafted are hard workers, smart individuals, and a lot of them got a lot of good God-given talent. You know what I mean? And you put all that together, bruh. Hey, you got a chance of getting maxed out and being that dude. You know what I mean? And he said it is not just them working hard to achieve that goal. It's also on the coaches to be able to coach them up and get them to that point as well. And I'm glad that they're looking at all aspects. This is not a dumb front office. This front office is very well focused on what they're trying to build this team, how they're trying to build this team. And they feel like they went out and got the pieces to do it. They talked about Trey Tucker. That's another dude. The thing that made him valuable was not just, and we mentioned this, we talked about this before, the thing that made him so valuable and not a reach is because he's not just a receiver. See, that's what a lot of people, we look at Trey Tucker as, oh, he's just a fast receiver. I think we reached too high. We did not have any speed at wide receiver on this team at all. When we lost Ruggs, and then they went out and got Deshaun Jackson. They desperately was trying to get speed. This regime is in here knowing they want every single, it's like this. It's like if I ran the military, right? For me to be the top tier military and be able to go against any enemy, I want every weapon possible at my disposal. You know what I mean? I want to be able, if I want to take an enemy out up close, I need those weapons. Hand-to-hand combat, I need those weapons. Long distance, I need those weapons. Take out a whole city, I need them weapons. Long as I have those weapons at my disposal, no matter what the game plan calls for, I can achieve it. And there's a lot of plays I think we couldn't call last year because we did not have that. And speed was definitely one. Everybody knows how different the offense was as far as defenses had to play honest with Ruggs out there. Ruggs wasn't shit people could do. How many games did Ruggs win just by, boom, shaking the dude and boom, taking off? They weren't fast enough to keep up with him. So we know that. We lack speed. So what they do, they go get speed. But not just that. Not just that. This guy, Tucker, also plays special teams, both returning and kickoff. He's a threat returning, even though they changing the rules to make it, you know what I mean? Where if you call a fair catch or some shit, it comes out to the 25 or whatever the new rule, they just changed that shit to. So now special teams are trying to keep people from being able to run it back. Not when you got somebody with 4.2 speed. Hey, bruh. You know what I mean? A lot of times you be like, no, don't wave. Don't just take the hand wave at 20. Shit, if that kickoff is at the 10 and you running 4.2, you can get to the 25, 15 yards in a blink. You know what I mean? So it's different for somebody like that compared to somebody that's not as fast. It's going to take them a little longer to get there. But he has that threat of getting that ball and taking it to the house. Not just that, he runs as gunner on kickoffs as well to get down there and make sure no other team's kickoff returner can return. Because Ziegler was saying we can get somebody down there that's going to disrupt special teams. Somebody that can get down there, cause them the fair catch it, or not just that, cause them to fumble to get a turnover. See, we're talking about turnovers. They know if you got a high-powered offense, which I expect this offense to be one of the top, you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. We were top 12 last year. With the additions they added of people who's familiar with the system, and they talk to these guys, and they remember this shit. You know what I mean? And they all got a part to play. Where this offense could be scary. I'm gonna say, and I said this before, I'll chop that into top 7. I say our offense will be top 7 this year because we're gonna have to rely heavily on them while the defense matures and develops with all those young additions. You know what I mean? So I truly believe. I truly believe that because you got a team now that in the red zone is efficient. Now, let me give you an idea. Now, everybody want to talk about call him handoff, Jimmy. Shit, would you be mad at Jimmy handing it off to Josh Jacobs? You know what I mean? Sometimes you'd rather hand it off than throw it. Hey, ask Russell Wilson in Seattle when they played New England, and they could have handed off. Wilson could have been handoff Wilson to the beast mode. You know what I mean? But didn't do it. What happened? Interception, game over. You lost the Super Bowl. Thank you for coming. Exit stage left, please. That's what happens. I don't mind you handing it off if you handing it off to somebody like Josh Jacobs. Hey, Josh Jacobs is going to do what he do, baby. He's going to do what he do. I'm not worried about him handing it off. You know what I mean? But I'm knowing, and these are factual stats. And they showed Jimmy G's stats, bruh. Hey, you can't knock this man, bruh. You can't knock this man. This man got over 80 touchdowns and like 47 interceptions. 2-1. 2-1. So it's not like he gonna throw hella interception, or what they say, the fourth quarter he only passed it twice. Bruh, when you got a run game, do you have to? And see, a lot of people keep saying that, oh, well, in the fourth quarter he did this. Was he playing with a lead? Because usually teams that get leads in the fourth quarter, give it to your bell cow. You know what I mean? Let him take us home. We got a bell cow. A lot of teams ain't blessed with having that one dude that you give him the ball running, he gonna get them 3-4 yards for you and get a first down and move the chains and keep that clock ticking. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things that's going into this, but the factual stat I'm coming to is Jimmy G is 5th all time. Listen, NFL all time 5th. 5th, right? Number 5 all time in red zone efficiency. That was our Achilles heel last year. We get in the red zone and settle for threes all day long last year. And you wonder why we couldn't win a lot of those games. Because we left the game close enough for other teams to catch us and win. If we would have turned one of those, look, how many games was it? 6 games we lost by less than a touchdown? Just imagine if we took one of those field goals we had to settle for. If it was a touchdown, instead, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't have made the playoffs last year. But no, we settled for field goals and not touchdowns in the red zone. We can't win like that. We can't do it. So now you go get weapons. Look, you know who else was very efficient in college in the red zone? Michael Mayer. See, they went out there and got guys that I'll be damned we don't score touchdowns in the red zone this year. I'll be damned. You're going to be in the red zone and you're going to have to worry about everybody on this offense inside that 20. Because you don't know where the ball's going to go. Somebody's going to be open. Somebody is going to be wide open. All Garoppolo got to do is recognize it and let the ball go. Somebody's going to be wide open. They're not going to be able to cover everybody. Not with the routes they're going to run, with the weapons out there. It's going to be like, damned if they do, damned if they don't, if you do it right. And like Jacoby Myers said, McDaniels is going to give you the answers to the test. What you do with it is on you. He going to give you the answers to the test. He going to give you the answers against any defense you go up against. He's going to know what exactly those weaknesses of that defense is, and he's going to know exactly what to do against it. They call him a bad play caller. I can't tell. I've never seen a bad play caller be ranked in the top 12 of the NFL in offense. And your offense is play calling, which leads to the number one receiving touchdown receiver in the league and the number one rusher in the league all ran the plays that Josh McDaniels called for. You know what I mean? Now, the defense we know was lackluster. It doesn't matter if you average 23 points a game if you're giving up 24. Go look at the stats. Go see how much the defense gave up. Last time I remember, I don't think McDaniels was calling plays for the defense last year. And I know for a fact we didn't have the personnel, because when you sit back and look at all the new additions that they made on defense, and there was a lot of them, that lets me know there was a lot of holes on that defense. We know that. So if there's holes, then that means there wasn't nothing there that we could use to make this defense work to the way that we wanted it to work. But now they go out there and grab the pieces. You go look at the pieces they added. At every level, we drafted someone. At every level, we signed someone. No over the hill, long in the tooth, in their mid-30s. None of that shit we used to do back in the day. You know what I mean? Building a team on old superstars. You went out there and got dudes who haven't hit that. What if some of these free agents that's in their mid-20s, maybe this system, maybe this year, is what catapults them into being Pro Bowlers? What if that's the case? Marcus Epps, he was in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? He was in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, shit, he must have did something right. It wasn't like he was on the practice squad and went to the Super Bowl. He played in that motherfucker. So that's experience. And he's not even at his ceiling. These guys they're in their prime. They have not even maxed out yet. You know what I mean? These guys come from these different teams and got different experiences, but maybe they come to the right system for what they bring to the table. That's why I say, rather than individually look at them like, oh, Spillane ain't a star. Diablo ain't a star. Amik Robinson ain't a star. Jacorian Bennett ain't a star. Epps ain't a star. Shelley ain't a star. But what if they're not stars? But what if all them together is a star team? A star defense? See, sometimes, like I told Dirty yesterday, I said, maybe we're looking at this wrong. Maybe we're so worried about the individuals, them being superstars, why we didn't sign this free agent. We're talking about signing free agents that's already stars. But when did they become stars? You know what I mean? Was it overnight? You know what I mean? That's it. These guys might come here, and far as playing together, this might be one of the best team defenses. Not individual, team defenses. Because we have speed, we got youth, and we mixed in a little experience. Some that's been in the league 4 or 5 years. So now you got a nice little pot of youth and guys, and all of them got work ethics. They won't quit. Like I said, if you had a starting defense where every player out there, whether they're on the defensive line, linebacker, secondary, and they all had motors. If everybody had the work ethic and motor as a Max Crosby, just imagine this. Because Max Crosby wasn't a star overnight either. Or he would have went in the first round. If people knew, oh yeah, we got to go get this dude. Max Crosby, hey, we got Eastern Michigan. We got to go get this dude. Nobody wasn't kicking his door down. The Raiders did, though. The Raiders got him. They seen something in him. They seen potential. That's the only thing you can grade a college player on is potential. Can you coach the potential in him to become great? And sometimes you don't even have to be individually great. You can be great within a team. You know what I mean? That's like we kind of look at Morik. I don't think Morik is that player to be a great player by himself. But I think if you have the right pieces and what you're trying to build on defense, I think he can be a great team player. See, there's a difference. There's a difference. You know what I mean? You could be a Shaq and Kobe, great individual players, but then sometimes you run into a better team, the Detroit Pistons. That's when Shaq and Kobe added Gary Payton and Karl Malone. But the way the Pistons played with Chauncey Billups and all them, that was none of them dudes individually is somebody that just, they're on Jordan level, they on Shaq level, they on Kobe level. None of them dudes was on none of them guys level. No superstars level. But as a team, that was one of the greatest teams to do it. They went up against Shaq and Kobe and took them down with nobody on Shaq and Kobe's level as far as talent. That's what I think this defense has the potential. Now, we got stars on there. Max Crosby's a star. Can Tyree Wilson become one? We're going to see. Is Chandler Jones still that same Chandler Jones with the injury, but he did lose weight coming into this season? We'll see. Maybe the addition of Tyree and the Byron Smith and Jacorian Bennett and the additions of Christopher Smith, Byron Young, I can't remember. I be getting their last names mixed up. But maybe the addition of those guys opened it up for everyone else that was already there to make this a great team defense, where they just all swarm to the ball. They know what each other is. What do I got to do to have my guys back in front of me? When he gives me that look and that nod, I know exactly what he means. That kind of team. Now, but see, and they're building it the right way to have that, because you got these guys all in the system for the first time all together. So now they get to groom with each other. If this one's having problems with a certain defensive call, this guy that knows it will help him. Like, okay, look, this is what you got to do in the defense when they call this. You know what I mean? Now they're brothers. Now they're helping each other. Now they're building continuity. They're building chemistry. And like I said, if you can get this defense to move as one, with the youth that we have and the work ethic they said they have, bruh, this could be, like I said, it ain't going to happen overnight. But you got you a nice foundation to start building something like that with, though, on the outside looking in. You feel me? So I'm that's why I'm optimistic. A lot of people may not be optimistic. They may just look at the team and just, you know what I mean, don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care. They don't do the homework. They don't do none of that. 631 ANT, man. Top of the morning, man. Tops to you. Thank you for pulling up, man, for real. Yes, indeed. We got Reggie Green in the building, man. Tops. Hey, Green, bruh, that's exactly what I'm harping on right now. These are some young, hungry dudes. That's the whole key. Do they have the desire, the hunger, the will to get out there and bust their ass, push themselves through, not just themselves? Are they a team player when you see your brother needing help? Maybe he's gassed. Maybe he doesn't have it. And you get behind him and come on, bro, you can push. You can do this. When you get that kind of defense built with some young guys like this, because I know Max Crosby's that kind of dude to be like, you can do this. Not tear you down, but build you up. When you know your partner, your next door neighbor, your best friend, your brother really has your back. What is there to fear? Failure? No, you know why you shouldn't fear failure? Because your brother, he's going to make sure you're not going to fail. I might be out there gassed. You know what I mean? Maybe I missed the play. And I'm hard on myself like, God damn it, lunatic, what the fuck? But then Max Crosby come around, tick. Don't trip off that. Let that shit go. Get their ass the next time. Make up for it next time. So hit their ass twice as hard. You know what I mean? You got this. When you got somebody in your corner to tell you got this when you think you're down and out, bruh, and you got the kind of mental capacity to be able to convert that information from what this man is telling you to convert it into physical action, you know what, man? You're right. You're right. I'm about to knock the shit out of him, man. That's right, Raiders. You know what I mean? That's that feeling. And I'm telling you, I think they got the right personnel to build that kind of chemistry. And that to me, I'd rather go up against a team with one or two superstars and that's it, rather than having a whole starting defense. These guys may not all be superstars, but when they play together, they're a superstar defense. They're attacking the ball. They're everywhere. Whoever gets the ball, there's like 5 helmets around them. That's what I want to see. That's the kind of Raider defense I want to see. The old school Raider type defense. Like, I know people gonna say, well, that's the old days. This is now. That does not have anything to do with having the kind of talent that is motivated to give their all every play and to swarm the ball. Shit, call them the Black Jackets. Fuck the Yellow Jackets. The Black Jackets. That's the, you know what I mean? We're swarming the ball like Black Jackets. You know what I mean? Gravy, top of the morning, Gravy. Thank you for being here, man. Top, for real. Raider Pete. Hey, the DT group does look better, man. They're deep. And that's another thing that I think, I know. We were thin at a lot of those positions last year. We were thin at DT. We were thin at corner. We were thin. I mean, we're even deep at defensive end. I sit here only think about Tyree. I think about Kuntz and Max Crosby and Chandler Jones. But I overlooked the dude that came over from the Niners. I overlooked the dude that's undrafted, Adam Plant Jr. out of UNLV. I overlooked there's another defensive end. Who is it? Damn, I forgot who it was. There's another undrafted as well. Long wingspan. I covered it before on one of my other shows of the undrafteds we signed and looked at the DNs. And Adam Plant is one dude that I've always been high on because I like his measurements. But now when I'm hearing Chandler Jones said, hey, his work ethic, that's the thing that stands out about him. And I'm like, this dude is undrafted. Undrafted. And he's being spoke of highly on his work ethic. And this dude is 6'5", 260 with almost an 81-inch wingspan. I'm like, just the God-given ability with the work ethic, this dude is going to be, our rotation on the defensive end, bro, the defensive tackles as well, they show the list of the play, man, we're deep. I think it might be kind of hard to cut down to 53 this year. That's a problem I would love to have. We're so deep that it's going to be kind of hard to weed through these dudes and actually who's going to make the 53. Who can we stash on the practice squad and not worry about the next team claiming them to their 53? It's nice to have those kind of issues. It's been a long time since Hey, salute, Tubby. Top of the morning to you, man. Thank you for being here. Okay, Sorm is all I'm going to see. I don't want to mess up your name, so Sorm for short. Oh, I'm not going to say it. Sorm. Top of the morning. Oh, man. I'm going to butcher that one. I'm going to leave that one alone. Yes, Ozzy, hey, for real. Sometimes you just got to take the fandom out of you. I mean, we all love the Raiders. I'm very optimistic about the team. But there's times that I'm like, hey, bro, they going to have to do better. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to just shit on them. But, I mean, sometimes you got to step back, take the fandom out of you. And just as a football team, don't look at no jerseys. Just look at the information you're hearing about OTAs, what you're seeing on film about the individuals we have. It's like a puzzle. You know what I mean? They grab the piece from Georgia, and they got a piece from this college, and free agency from the Eagles and the Vikings, and now put that puzzle all together. What does it look like? What does the potential of a whole united defense look like? that's young, hardworking, good work ethic, fast, relentless, bruh. We might cause some havoc, man. How fast can these guys get on the same page? That is the question mark of the day. How fast can these guys get on the same page? That's it. How many is it? 2 games, 4 games, 6 games? And while they're developing that continuity, how can the offense carry the load and just we're gonna have I'm gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna have to probably throw up 30, damn near average 30 points a game. But we almost did that last year. That's the crazy thing. We almost did that last year, and I think this team is built to be more efficient. See, a lot of people saying, comparing Carr to Garoppolo, like, who's better? And it's like, no, that's the other thing that we're looking at wrong. It's not about who's better between Carr and Garoppolo. The important thing is who's better in this system. That's the key. Just because Garoppolo's better in this system does not mean he's better than Carr head to head. But in this system, he's going to shine. You look at all the weapons. He don't have to do much. He does not have to do much. Get your playmakers the ball. Let them be the stars. Let Davante Adams cook anybody on him. You know what I mean? Let him cook. Let Renfrow be healthy. And 1 year under this offense, in year 2, show progression. Show being comfortable in it. I already know Jacoby Myers he even said he gonna pick this shit right back up. Right back up. Hoyer was talking about Jacoby Myers, how smart he is. You know what I mean? Then they asked him about what happened when you didn't buy into Josh McDaniels' offense, what he told you. He said, man, that I'll say his rookie year. He said he didn't do good that year because he thought he had all the answers already. He said, but when I opened up and started listening to what McDaniels was telling me and I incorporated that into my game, I got better. He said, McDaniels is going to give you the answers. Are you going to use the answers? Or are you going to think you know it all? And I'm like, okay, bro. You got to remember, he's coming off an 800-yard receiving year with the Patriots last year. You know what I mean? And there's some other receivers on this team. Like he talked about DJ Turner, another guy. You know what I mean? There's gonna be some big decisions to cut down this roster, bro. When was the last time we had to sit there and be like, damn, who do we cut? Like if we actually did a mock 53-man roster, like who would you cut? We can't do it right now yet. We gotta wait till camp, y'all. I want to get some real deal, you know what I mean, while they're going 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 in camp. Because mini camp opens this week. But you know, when the big camp open, when they get to throw them helmets and stuff on, that's what I want to hear. Homeboy posted up in Russian or something. Hey, we can't read that, bruh. Miter Ding Ranky. Is there? I don't know if you got a translating keyboard. You might want to translate that into English, bruh, because ain't nobody. We can't read that, bruh. You know, we can't read that one. Oh, he in there deep too, bro. Hey, or is that you selling kitty cat in my chat? Is that what you doing? But you doing it in Russian? You selling how you say poussoir in Russian? Be like, you just said it. It's poussoir. You selling poussoir in my chat? I get a 15% finder fee. Shit, you can't come in here selling no ass and I ain't getting a piece of the action. Or should I say a piece of the action? You gotta give me a piece of the action. You know what I mean? Egalitarian, what's the deal, man? Tops. Let me go through here, man. Hey, Charm City, what's the deal, man? Salute to you. Yep, you selling kitty cat in my chat. You better break bread. You better break bread. You up in here. You know what? I'm about to eliminate you because I don't know what you. Oh, you got English? Oh, wait a minute. That's some. Oh, here. Yeah. No binary pride. What the hell? I tested the free detail. Oh, bro, you trying to what you selling booty hole? Man, we can't. Hey, no soliciting, bro. I'm just gonna let you know, man. No soliciting. You can't be selling. Damn, I can't even block the shit. What the? Oh, from Twitch. I forgot I'm on live on Twitch right now. Yeah, man. No soliciting, my friend. My friend. No soliciting. No soliciting. We're talking Raider football. You want to talk Raider football? Good is all good, my friend. The Raider Room tops. Michael Guerrero tops. D Menace tops. I gotta make sure I catch everybody, man. I think Maury could play better too in a good team defense. You know what I mean? I think same thing with Chandler Jones. I think Chandler Jones will be suited better in a team defense. I think the addition of a Tyree Wilson, and even Byron Young, Bryson Young. The addition of that, I think that anybody that can pull a double team and allow Chandler to go heads up, I think Chandler can get the best of somebody heads up. But one thing that's for certain, he got that wingspan, bro. He can knock down passes and knock the ball out of quarterback's hands without even tackling the quarterback. That is what there's gonna be a lot of havoc in that backfield, bro. Hopefully we got some DTs that's willing to press that and close that pocket up front. You know what I mean? Collapse it up front. But I think Morgan also will be better in a team-oriented defense. And I think that's what they're trying to build. More team-oriented. You know what I mean? Where it's going to take them all. Raiderzilla, what's the deal, man? Tops to you. See ball, get ball. Hey, that's the old school throwback. That's exactly what it is. See ball, get ball. You know what I mean? Man, you get a pack. Hey, what did old Lawrence Taylor use? Like a pack of hungry wolves? That's how you gotta be. That's the mind frame. But with the athleticism, Pyro, my dude, tops to you. For real. Ja Raider, tops to you. But yeah, man, if they do this, if they can build what they're trying to build, and if they feel like they got the pieces to build it, bro, I'm excited to see this thing develop. Because, I mean, you potentially have a situation where you might have to buy everybody on the starting defenses their jersey. You have to buy everybody jersey because they're going to be out there balling. And it's been a long time since we had, you know what I mean? Usually we, back in these past decades, we probably had one. We had Khalil Mack. Let him go. You know what I mean? You had Max Crosby. You still got him. We ain't superstars. We don't even got. We had dudes that were decent, but not superstars. It's like we had one star, then everybody else was like, no, it is what it is. You got 11 people out there at least. You know, that kind of defense. But I'm ready to get to the defense. Like, ooh, did you see that hit Hobbs put on dude? Ooh, did you see Diablo? Oh, Jacory, did you see Bennett pick that off? Oh, Morrig, man, one-hand interception. Man, that's the kind of, you know what I mean? I want to get that kind of where we have to call. You see that sack by Max Crosby? Or you see Tyree Wilson strip sack? You know, that's what I'm looking for. We're like, maybe Max Crosby gonna do Max Crosby shit. But if you get a whole bunch of dudes that's on that same page as far as the effort given and the talent that you possess, we might like, you know how we look individually, and this is what I mean by this kind of defense of being not looking individually. We might look at, like, say for instance, Max Crosby only gets 6 sacks this year, right? 6 sacks. We'll look at it individually as a failure. But just imagine if the whole team, you know what I mean? Like everybody, not everybody, but everybody in those key positions have at least 6. You know what I mean? Like Tyree Wilson give you 6. Chandler Jones give you 5. Adam Plant makes the team. He gives you 4. You know what I mean? Coach coming in. He gives you 3. That, you know what I mean? Then Max Crosby not getting 10, 12, 14 doesn't look so bad when everybody else is, you know what I mean? They all getting sacks. That's the kind of defense I'm thinking they're trying to build, where everybody has a hand in a victory. Not just, oh, Max Crosby, come on. Like, we watching the game, like, come on, Max Crosby, get the sack. Because we know that's our only star we got. But if we had a straight, legitimate team defense, then we're looking at, come on, one of y'all, hey, somebody pick it off, somebody sack their ass. We want somebody that we know can do it to do it. And when you got more than one option, that makes life so much easier. Like, damn, Max Crosby missed the sack, but Bennett got the interception. That's on game day. I want that excitement where the whole team is like, bruh, hey, we got some dogs out there with no muzzle. No muzzle. They out there tearing ass up. They eating groceries. Robert Pena, my dude, tops. But that's what I want to see them build. A nice, young, hungry group of wolves that just get out there and get after it. I'm talking about where the effort they give. They may not be successful every play, getting an interception, swatting the ball down, getting a sack, but the effort they give. Like, okay, young fella, you young. Once you develop, you know what I mean? With that kind of effort you're giving, bruh, y'all gonna be nice. That's what I'm waiting on. And I'm thinking this is what they're trying to build, bruh. I hope so. Raider Rich, top. Moves to make at linebacker? I think we stand put. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say stand put, but I think they got the guys they wanted for this defense. Like I said, don't look at the linebackers. Like Spillane ain't this big old star, right? But I think Spillane fits what they're trying to do. Ziegler, like I said, Ziegler was talking about Spillane. Spillane and Diablo is who he's saying they want to pair together. Them two together, and I'm starting to think like, these guys are young and hungry. They love football. They can tackle. That's one thing we know about Diablo. He can tackle. And one thing about Spillane, he did wear the green dot with Pittsburgh. He can call out, you know what I mean, communicate with the rest of his teammates. He's smart as far as being able to read offenses, as far as what they're doing in their shifts and everything. Because Ziegler broke all that down. I'm like, we're overlooking it like we're looking like we want, you know what I mean, that elite Hall of Famer. And it's like, maybe Spillane is not that. But maybe Spillane is a damn good player in a system where everybody's a damn good player, where they just get after it. That's what we've been talking about. Hey, bro, I think that's what we're trying to do. Because like I said, none of the names on defense, well, I ain't going to say on defense. Let's just talk linebacker right now. None of the names at linebacker really, like, make you be like, ooh, I'm getting this jersey. You know what I mean? But maybe those linebackers are perfect to fit in the overall scheme of this defense, to make the whole defense run with, damn, that's a good-ass defense. You know what I mean? We're going to sit there and be like, this is a good-ass defense, and can't name nobody on that motherfucker. That, you know what I mean? That's the kind of shit right there where we know we got some young hogs. That's that shit right there for real. Shout out Raider being in the building. Oh, it's good. It's good, Ben. Hey, you pulled up for a minute. Like I said, that's better than none. Shout out to you, man. Got everybody in the building, man. Yeah, we coming to an end with it, but good conversation and good things to look at. Listening to what Ziegler said, just you get a different perspective of what through their eyes, what they see. And that's all I want. We can only go by the moves they make to try to guess what it is they see. But for him to actually come out and say it, some of the things reaffirmed the shit that I thought, but then other things open like, I didn't think about that. Okay, I see where you're going with this. So a lot of things, Ziegler, we in good hands with Ziegler, man, when it comes to this talent. You know what I mean? We can't compare last year to this year because they really didn't have no time to really focus on analyzing college talent before the draft last year, because when they got the position here, the draft was only a couple of months away. Whereas you start hearing this year about, like, say, for instance, Aiden O'Connell. Ziegler was telling McDaniels about McConnell back in October. See, last year in October, they were still coaching the New England Patriots. You know what I mean? And they did make the postseason, so they were coaching into the postseason. So they didn't become Raider coaches and GM until after the season was over. When they got named that position, what they got named, we hired them when in, I keep forgetting, because we know free agency is in March. Let me see exactly when they got hired, when they can really hit the ground running. When did Josh McDaniels be named coach of the Las Vegas Raiders? But what day was it? New England Patriots, let's see. That's Denver Broncos. St. Louis Rams, New England again. Okay, the Raiders. Yeah. See, January 31st is when he was named coach of the Raiders, right? So that's the last day of January. So February, he only had less than 2 months. Less than 2 months for him and Ziegler to go check out college players. You know what I mean? They had less than 2 months. This year, they had time. They had time to really sit down, analyze these players, who fits the kind of player that they want for this system. You know what I mean? I think this year's draft picks are going to outdo last year's. Hands down. Hands down. Just because they had more time, they adjusted their scouting department by letting some go and bringing some in. But they went out there, and if you look at these players, what you're hearing about them, they did some damn good scouting. You know what I mean? They really had the time to sit down, analyze these players. Do they fit what we're looking for? Do they have the work ethic, the intelligence, the intangibles, physically and athletically, to come in here and fit what we're trying to build on defense and offense and whatever else we drafted? Because you start looking at these players and listening to what these, not just the coaches are saying about them, but what other players that's already been here, what they're saying, now is an eye-opener. Like, oh, every one of them, they're saying work ethic. Every one of them, they're saying intelligence. Every one of them, they're saying their athleticism or just their abilities. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. They really sat down and thought this one out, y'all. They thought this one out. They had time to think this one out. Like I said, when they got hired, that was January 31st he got hired. You know what I mean? And then it's what? When was the free agent? Yeah, free agency was in March. Like I said, less than 2 months for free agency. And then the draft was the following month, April. Like I said, but they didn't have enough time, man. You had to cram a year's worth of information into 2-3 months. That's like a rush job. That's like somebody coming and painting your whole house in 4 hours. You know that shit ain't gonna look good. Some of it's gonna look good. Matter of fact, the spots that they first started painting, you know what I mean? But by the time you get to the back, nigga, there's gonna be all kind of shadows and runs. You know what I mean? In the paint. Nigga, your shit gonna look horrible. It's gonna look like a trap house / whorehouse. All right, y'all. Man, you guys, man, I appreciate everybody here, man. To the new people here, man, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like, man. You guys can come back every morning. I'm here, same Raider time, same Raider channel, right here on Raiders Allegiance. It's Good Morning Raider Nation Live podcast. We talk about it all. We're entertaining when we do it. Nation, you're always invited to pull on up and kick back. Add your feedback in the chat, as well as, you know what I mean? Be entertained. Be entertained, man. But yeah, I think we're on the right track. I think. I'm not gonna put nothing. I ain't gonna put no 10 racks on the Raiders to win the division. You know, I ain't doing that right now. You know, I mean, shit. You ain't get the only 10 racks you gonna get is a 10 pair of shoe rack. You gonna get a shoe rack with 10 spots on that bitch. That's it. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Robert Pena, Michael Guerrero, Raider Rich, Pyro, Ben, you know what I mean? The Menace, Ozzy, Raphael, Raiderzilla, you know what I mean? Holly, you feel me? Tony Shepard, you know what I mean? The list goes on. Robert Pena, you know, the Raider Room. Man, let's go. Dark, my dude, B. Al is in the building. Man, it's good to see y'all, man. Like I said, it's good to be back. Raider Pete in the house, man. For real. Salute to all y'all, man. Hey, thank y'all for coming this morning, man. Hanging with your boy, man. Like, good conversation though. Good conversation. Good information. Can't wait to hear more stuff out of this mini camp that's jumping off. But we'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Raiders Allegiance. I appreciate and respect and love each and every one of y'all, man. Like I say, without you, there's no me. And without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation. Y'all know what that nation is, right? There's only one. Other motherfuckers want to use it, but we already know they just abusing it. There's only one nation. That's the motherfucking Raider Nation. Y'all enjoy your day. Make it back home to your loved ones today, man. I'm Lunatic Raider. This is Raiders Allegiance. I'm out this. B.I.E.